Welcome back to Learn English Road. This is part 4 of our journey through fun and useful English idioms. If you've seen parts 1, 2, and 3, you already know how powerful idioms can be in making your English sound natural and colorful. And if you're new here, don't worry. You can always go back and check the earlier parts later. Today, we'll dive into even more exciting idioms, all told through one engaging story. Afterwards, I'll explain each idiom with simple meanings and clear examples, so you'll be ready to use them with confidence in daily life. Let's get started. The broken road to home. Michael stood by the window of his small apartment, staring at the heavy rain outside. It was raining cats and dogs, and somehow the storm matched the chaos inside his heart. Life, which once seemed a bowl of cherries, had now turned into an uphill battle. He was out of sorts, vexed to no end, and felt as though he was spinning his wheels without making any progress. For years, Michael had been swimming against the tide, refusing to follow the path his father had laid out for him. His father, Richard, had been the top banana of their family business, a man admired, feared, and respected. But Michael had never wanted that life. He wanted to shoot for the moon, to become a writer, to tell stories that touched people's souls. His father called it a pie-in-the-sky dream, but Michael's heart was set on it. Now, at 35, Michael was broke, down in the dumps, and questioning if he was even cut out for the dream he once held so close. His last novel had been rejected by every publisher. His relationship with Claire, the apple of his eye, was falling apart. She said he had gone off track, lost his sense of direction, and she was tired of his promises. Her words still echoed. "You can't have your cake and eat it too, Michael. You can't expect me to stay if you keep chasing dreams that lead nowhere." Chapter 1. Quarrels and Cracks. The quarrels with Claire had become a routine, all in a day's work. She was a smart cookie, quick on the draw, and never missed a beat when it came to pointing out his flaws. Sometimes she rubbed him the wrong way with her sharp words, and he would blow his stack in anger. Other times she would cry her eyes out, saying she had given everything but couldn't live like this anymore. "You think writing is going to save us? It's been 10 years. 10 years of feast or famine, mostly famine." She shouted one night. "I'm not laughing all the way to the bank, Michael. I'm barely keeping us in the black with my job." He tried to calm her down, whispering, "Hold your horses, Claire. Success doesn't happen overnight." But the truth was, he had no more cards left to play. No ace up his sleeve, nothing in the bag. He felt like a bull in a china shop, clumsy, breaking everything he touched. Claire finally packed her bags, saying, "I need to paddle my own canoe. I can't live in a vicious cycle with you anymore." Her departure left Michael in tears. He cried his eyes out that night, the apartment echoing with his loneliness. Without her, he was dead to the world. Chapter 2. A Father's Shadow. Michael returned to his hometown after years of silence. His father, Richard, was still as stern and commanding as ever. A man who never missed a chance to point with pride at his business empire, who believed success was straightforward, cut, and dry. To him, Michael was still the black sheep who had chosen the wrong road. "So," Richard said, his voice like iron, "the prodigal son returns. Couldn't make it, could you? Writing books that are not worth the paper they're written on." Michael clenched his fists. At least I tried to make my own way." "You've never understood that." His father leaned back, eyes cold. "You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs, Michael. You wanted the dream without the struggle. Life doesn't work that way." The old man's words stung. For the first time, Michael saw his father not as a fat cat who ruled the town, but as a tired man, hiding tears of a clown behind his harshness. Still, they were like oil and water, unable to mix. Their conversations always went off the record, both careful not to reveal too much. Yet, beneath the surface, wounds festered. Chapter 3. Old Friends, Old Wounds. In town, Michael reconnected with Daniel, his childhood friend. Daniel had stayed behind, joining Richard's business. He was polished, confident, always on the ball. Seeing him stirred Michael's insecurities. "Michael," Daniel said, clapping him on the back, "you still chasing dreams? Some things are just a needle in a haystack." Michael forced a smile. "Maybe, but I'd rather try than live a lie," Daniel smirked. "I guess you finally realized you can't just wing it forever." Some of us had to pay the piper. Their friendship had become no love lost, a bond frayed by choices and pride. Daniel had always been the cream of the crop in Richard's eyes, and Michael had always been the disappointment. Chapter 4. The Breakthrough. One evening, Michael went for a walk off the beaten path through the woods where he had spent his childhood. Memories came flooding back, the laughter, the lessons, the times his father had once called him the apple of his eye, before disappointment built a wall between them. Suddenly, he stumbled upon a little girl crying by a broken bicycle. She was no more than 7, sobbing as though the world had ended. "What's wrong?" Michael asked, kneeling beside her. "I fell," she sniffled, "and my bike's broken. Dad will be mad. He says I'm always a bull in a china shop." Michael smiled softly. "Even a cat can look at a king." "You have every right to fall and cry, but you know what? You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you want to ride, sometimes you'll fall. That's how we learn." The girl wiped her tears, and he fixed her bike with a little elbow grease. She rode off laughing, waving back. That simple moment struck Michael like lightning. It was out of the ordinary, but it reminded him of why he wanted to write in the first place, not for fame, not for money, but to help people see hope. Chapter 5. Against the clock, Michael returned home with renewed determination. He decided to grab the bull by the horns. He would finish his novel, no matter what. He knew it wouldn't be a cakewalk. It would be against the clock, demanding every ounce of strength. But he had to try. The days were long, the nights longer. He was a night owl, writing until dawn, pouring his soul into the pages. Sometimes he felt like quitting, ready to cry uncle. But he remembered Claire's tears, his father's scorn, and the little girl's smile. Those memories became his fuel. When the manuscript was done, he sent it out, expecting rejection again. Weeks passed, and his heart sank. Then one day, an email arrived. "Dear Michael, we are thrilled to inform you that your manuscript has been accepted. It will be published next spring." He read it again and again, hardly believing it. He was like a kid in a candy store, like a dog with 2 tails. At last, his dream wasn't just pie in the sky, it was real. Chapter 6. Reconciliation. Claire came to see him months later. The book was already gaining attention, selling like hotcakes. She stood in his doorway, tears in her eyes, not crocodile tears, but real, genuine ones. "I read it," she whispered. "It's beautiful. I'm sorry I doubted you." Michael held her hands. "No, Claire, I was wrong. I didn't pull my weight. I thought I could do it all, but I forgot us. You were always the apple of my eye, and I nearly lost you." They embraced, head over heels in love once more. Their quarrels hadn't vanished, but now they had learned to face them together. Later, Michael visited his father, book in hand. Richard looked at it, silent for a long time. Finally, he said, "You've made a clean breast of it, son. You showed your true colors." Maybe I was wrong. For the first time in years, Michael saw a smile on his father's face. Still waters run deep, he thought. Perhaps beneath the tough exterior, there had always been love. Now it's time to explain the idioms from the story, one by one, with simple meanings and examples for your better understanding. 1. Rain cats and dogs, meaning rain heavily. Example, it was raining cats and dogs, so we stayed indoors. 2. Bowl of cherries, meaning a pleasant or easy life. Example, life is not always a bowl of cherries. 3. Uphill battle, meaning a difficult struggle. Example, starting a new business is always an uphill battle. 4. Out of sorts, meaning not feeling well or upset. Example, she was out of sorts after the argument. 5. Vexed to no end, meaning to annoy or frustrate someone very much. Example, the constant noise from the construction site vexed Maria to no end. 6. Spin one's wheels, meaning make no progress. Example, he's been spinning his wheels on that project for weeks. 7. Swim against the tide, meaning go against the majority. Example, speaking the truth often feels like swimming against the tide. 8. Top banana, meaning the boss or most important person. Example, the CEO is the top banana in the company. 9. Shoot for the moon, meaning aim for something ambitious. Example, don't be afraid to shoot for the moon in life. 10. Pie in the sky, meaning an unrealistic dream. Example, many thought his plan was just a pie in the sky. 11. Set one's heart on something, meaning to want something very much, to be determined to achieve it. Example, she set her heart on becoming a doctor, no matter how long it would take. 12. Down in the dumps, meaning sad or depressed. Example, he's been down in the dumps since losing his job. 13. Cut out for something, meaning to have the natural ability or qualities needed for a task or role. Example, John realized he wasn't cut out for city life and moved back to the countryside. 14. Apple of one's eye, meaning someone cherished. Example, his daughter is the apple of his eye. 15. Go off track, meaning to lose focus, direction, or purpose. To deviate from the plan. Example, the meeting went off track when people started discussing unrelated issues. 16. You can't have your cake and eat it too, meaning you can't have everything. Example, you want freedom but also stability. You can't have your cake and eat it too. 17. Chase a dream, meaning to work hard to achieve something you deeply desire. Example, even at 70, he kept chasing his dream of publishing a novel. 18. All in a day's work, meaning routine, nothing unusual. Example, fixing problems is all in a day's work for a teacher. 19. Smart cookie, meaning clever person. Example, she's a smart cookie who always finds solutions. 20. Quick on the draw, meaning fast to react. Example, he was quick on the draw with his witty reply. 21. Miss a beat, meaning to hesitate, pause, or lose rhythm. Example, when she was asked a difficult question, she didn't miss a beat and answered confidently. 22. Rub someone the wrong way, meaning annoyed someone. Example, his arrogance really rubbed me the wrong way. 23. Blow one's stack, meaning lose one's temper. Example, he blew his stack when he saw the mess. 24. Cry one's eyes out, meaning cry a lot. Example, she cried her eyes out after the breakup. 25. Feast or famine, meaning either too much or too little. Example, freelancers often live in a feast or famine cycle. 26. Laugh all the way to the bank, meaning make easy money. Example, the invention had him laughing all the way to the bank. 27. In the black, meaning financially stable, profitable. Example, thanks to good sales, the company is in the black. 28. Hold your horses, meaning wait, be patient. Example, hold your horses, we'll leave in a minute. 29. Ace up one's sleeve, meaning a hidden advantage, secret plan, or resource kept in reserve until it's really needed. Example, the team had no ace up its sleeve this time. 30. In the bag, meaning certain to be achieved or won. Guaranteed success. Example, the team was winning by 3 goals with only 2 minutes left. Victory was in the bag. 31. Bull in a china shop, meaning clumsy, careless. Example, he's like a bull in a china shop when nervous. 32. Paddle one's own canoe, meaning be independent. Example, she decided to paddle her own canoe and start a business. 33. Vicious cycle, meaning a repeating harmful situation. Example, debt can create a vicious cycle of borrowing. 34. Dead to the world, meaning deeply asleep, unconscious. Example, after work, he was dead to the world on the couch. 35. Point with pride, meaning to show or mention something proudly. Example, the teacher pointed with pride to her students' achievements. 36. Cut and dry, meaning straightforward, simple. Example, the rules are cut and dry, no exceptions. 37. Black sheep, meaning outsider or family disgrace. Example, he was the black sheep of the family. 38. The prodigal son, meaning someone who returns after wasting opportunities. Example, the prodigal son finally came home. 39. Not worth the paper they're written on, meaning worthless. Example, his promises are not worth the paper they're written on, he never keeps them. 40. You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs, meaning success requires sacrifice. Example, we had to close the road to build the new bridge. Well, we can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. 41. Fat cat, meaning wealthy and powerful person. Example, he became a fat cat after inheriting millions, but he never helps anyone. 42. Tears of a clown, meaning sadness hidden behind a smile. Example, she smiled brightly at the party, but it was the tears of a clown. Inside, she was heartbroken. 43. Like oil and water, meaning people who don't get along. Example, the two co-workers were like oil and water. 44. Off the record, meaning unofficially, not for public knowledge. Example, he spoke off the record about the deal. 45. On the ball, meaning alert, efficient. Example, she's really on the ball with planning. 46. Needle in a haystack, meaning very hard to find. Example, finding that file is like looking for a needle in a haystack. 47. Live a lie, meaning to pretend to be someone you're not, or to hide the truth about your life. Example, she felt she was living a lie by staying in a job she hated. 48. Wing it, meaning to do something without preparation, to improvise. Example, he forgot his notes, so he had to wing it. 49. Pay the piper, meaning to face the consequences of your actions, choices, or decisions. Example, after ignoring his health for years, Mark finally had to pay the piper when he was hospitalized. 50. No love lost, meaning when two people or groups dislike each other and the feeling is mutual. Example, there's no love lost between the two neighbors. They argue about everything from parking to pets. 51. Cream of the crop, meaning the best. Example, she's the cream of the crop in her class. 52. Off the beaten path, meaning unusual, different, or not commonly visited. Away from the main or popular places. Example, while traveling in Italy, we found a small village off the beaten path, and it was the most beautiful part of our trip. 53. Even a cat can look at a king, meaning everyone, no matter how small or unimportant they seem, has certain rights, even to question or look at someone more powerful. Example, she wasn't afraid to talk to the CEO. She knew even a cat can look at a king. 54. Elbow grease, meaning hard physical effort. Manual work that requires strength and energy, not just skill. Example, the garden looked amazing after hours of elbow grease. 55. Out of the ordinary, meaning unusual, unexpected, or different from what is normal. Example, nothing out of the ordinary happened during their trip. 56. In the first place, meaning from the beginning, the original reason or cause. Example, he shouldn't have lied in the first place. 57. Grab the bull by the horns, meaning to face a difficult or dangerous situation directly and deal with it bravely. Example, instead of avoiding the problem, she decided to grab the bull by the horns and talk to her boss. 58. Cakewalk, meaning something very easy. Example, the test was a cakewalk. 59. Against the clock, meaning working under time pressure. Example, they were racing against the clock to finish the project. 60. Every ounce of strength, meaning using all of one's energy or effort. Example, she used every ounce of strength to lift a heavy box. 61. A night owl, meaning someone who stays up late. Example, he's a night owl who writes till morning. 62. Cry uncle, meaning give up, surrender. Example, the boxer finally had to cry uncle. 63. Like a kid in a candy store, meaning very excited. Example: he was like a kid in a candy store at the library. 64. A dog with two tails, meaning extremely happy. Example: he was like a dog with two tails when he got the job. 65. Sell like hotcakes, meaning sell very fast. Example: the tickets are selling like hotcakes. 66. Crocodile tears, meaning fake tears. Example: she cried crocodile tears to get sympathy. 67. Pull one's weight, meaning to do your fair share of work in a group. Example: if everyone doesn't pull their weight, the team won't succeed. 68. Head over heels, meaning deeply in love. Example: they fell head over heels for each other. 69. Make a clean breast of it, meaning confess or be honest. Example: she decided to make a clean breast of it and admitted she had broken the vase. 70. Showed one's true colors, meaning reveal real character. Example: she seemed friendly at first, but when things got tough, she showed her true colors and refused to help anyone. 71. Still waters run deep, meaning quiet people often have deep emotions. Example: Sarah doesn't talk much in class, but her essays show she's very thoughtful. Still waters run deep. Great job! You've just learned another set of powerful idioms that will make your English richer and more expressive. Remember, practice is the key. Try using at least one idiom from today's lesson in your own conversation or writing. If you missed parts 1, 2, or 3, check the links in the description or the pinned comment to catch up. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss part 5, where we'll continue this idiom adventure together. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Learn English Road.